Hey guys, Toronto's in a new lockdown. I've had too much to drink, so let's talk about lights. Sorry about the setup. Do you know how hard it is to do a video about lights when these are your only two lights? I'm using an old softbox I had, and it's not bright enough, so I'll have to crank the exposure in post, and it probably looks all grainy and stupid. I don't care. Not gonna be a scientific review. Most scientists don't drink while they're doing reviews. I was just trying to decide between these two lights here. I got the Godox SL-60W and the Godox VL150. I bought the SL-60W because I'm figuring that's all I need, that's all I want, and turns out I'm probably going to need the VL50. You know what sucks? Is that in Canada, the Godox was $140 Canadian, and this thing was $500 American. $530, not American, sorry, $530 Canadian. See, I was jumping ahead of myself because of the drinking. So what I meant by American is in the United States, this thing is like $120 and this thing is like $300. The conversion rate, that can't be, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to you people. All I'm saying is that you people in the United States, just go for the VL150. You know, don't penny pinch, just get the VL150. In Canada, or you know, other parts of the world, I don't know. It's really tempting to get the 60W here. Here's why I couldn't get it, because I couldn't get a strong enough light output and the damn thing is too noisy. I'm just starting to figure out, you know, sound. I bought some sound panels. I don't have them yet, as you can hear by the echo probably if you're wearing headphones. But I'm gonna put some sound panels around this little room and try to deaden the sound so that it'll sound really good, and the fan noise from this thing would have been too much. I'll run some tests, some very scientific, very scientific tests. By the way, if you haven't had Tank House Organic Ale from Mill Street, if you're Canadian, you know, this is an Ontario craft brew beer. Good. I shouldn't have made this video right now. So it's gonna be a short video, but here's what I'm gonna say is I wish I could have kept the 60W, because look, this is the cord here. I can't pick it up. It's one cord. I have no room. I need a new life. You guys know what a cord looks like, right? I'm doing this anyway. This is one cord. One cord, that's it. That's it for the whole thing. And it's so compact. This is the light right here. And you might think, oh, this is a bit bigger than this one. That's because all of it is contained in the body here. See, because here's the LCD screen. Can you see that? Man, I'm gonna have to bump the exposure in post. But it has an LCD screen and the little twisty knob here and the part for the cord. You know that cord we just talked about? That's where it goes. And that's it, you know? Oh, and I also love that it's black and white. You know, just because it goes with my softbox. I have a softbox that has red stripes on it, so the yellow kind of clashes. I know that's stupid, but hey, you know, I'm a vain man. I like when my things are pretty. Okay, so this thing is shorter. Yes, it's smaller. However, oh, let me show you this thing. Look at this. This is the plugs and the power supplies, and this is supposed to be able to take a V-mount battery, but I didn't need that for this space, obviously, so you got to hang this thing off the light stand here. Then it's got this extra cord here. It makes the place so full. There's so many cords. It's like I got the beer burps. It's like a rat's nest of cords, like my hair, like my COVID hair, a rat's nest. But the problem came in with the amount of light and the noise. See, because a lot of times when I'm using my wider angle lenses, sometimes I use my Panasonic GH5, and that's a micro four thirds, so that needs a lot of light for their wide angle lenses, well, at least the ones I have. And this is my Sony a7 III. This is my widest lens on that, and that is the as a 16 to 35 f4. So when I want to do the HLG profiles and the log without having too much noise in the background, I need a decently strong light, and the amount of lux coming out of this one is not as much as coming out of this one. I'll put up on the screen what lux come out of this and what lux come out of that. And the fact is, if you're not in my situation, this might be plenty. But in my situation, just had to buy the stupid damn expensive light. So let's do a little anecdotal light test. Just coming at my yap. You can see it. Okay, so I got the 60LW set up. It's on 10% right now. Don't worry, it's not this dark, but 10%. We'll go all the way up to 100%. Okay, this remote control, we're at 30, 50, 70, and this is 100. This is 100%. Now, see, this is not really bright enough for me because what I'm doing here is I'm on my GH5 and I have a 14 to 42, 3.5 to 5.6 aperture. And in Micro Four Thirds, you double that, so it's really a 7 to 11.2 aperture. And I like to use Vlog, so I have, right now I'm on aperture 3.6, which is 7.2 in full frame terms. So you got 7.2, that's all the light I can go in. I can't lower the f-stop anymore on this particular lens. And to do Vlog, you know, you want to expose to the right if you're going to use the Paul Leeming LUT that I like to use. So this light is really, this is 100% here, and it's not quite bright enough in this scenario. And I use this all the time. So if you need a lot of light, this thing's not going to cut it. And this is the VL150 at 10%, and let's just go on up here. We're at 30, we're at 50, 75, and 100. So this is 100%. Certainly feels a lot brighter on my eyeballs. When you have some lenses that aren't that fast, you need a more powerful light, plus the light is quiet, which is nice. I'll just show you the difference between the maximum brightness on the VL150 and the SL-60W. We'll do it side by side. And now let's do the only other test we have, which is the sound. So right now I'm going to leave the mic where it is. I'm going to turn on the SL-60W at 100% and see if you can hear it from where I have the mic. One sec, here we go. I can certainly hear it. Now I'll turn on the VL150. I'll move it over right next to it. Here we go. This is really the only test I should have done. Now I'll move the microphone right next to it and see if you can hear anything. What I'm saying is, if you have the money, you gotta go with the VL150. If you don't have the money, there are things you can do. You keep the light away from your microphone, put some background music underneath so that people don't hear it and they can't tell how boring you are when you do that. There you go. If you're like me, you gotta get the VL150. You know, if you want to go cheaper on the Godox here, then you got to make some compromises that I don't want to make right now. I'm an audiophile. So subscribe and all that crap. See ya.